Hi, my name's Heather. For anybody that's a first time viewer of any of my videos, mainly just ranting, vlogging, like, I don't even know, talking about depression, talking about shit that I'm going through, but mainly depression and just everyday battles, shit like that. I know today's Thanksgiving now. I've known it for a couple hours. Fixed me some food to eat. Watched a movie and chilled and let my mom's cat that I've had for a while now, let him roam out on the porch and give him a break from his everyday life. But I don't even know. Like, I really don't. I'm so lost. I'm so confused because it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. You're always going to have hardships. And so, on one hand, it's like, okay, we'll do the shit that makes you happy. But you can't because, like, some of the shit that makes you happy, is going to possibly bring more negativity. And you don't know if it's going to be something that's worth the amount of negativity or if you even want to go into that. So you leave it alone and you just bypass it and you try to stay like on the straight and narrow and everything. And then, like, I'm religious. Like, I believe in God. And of course, when I die, I want to go to heaven. I want to go to the good afterlife. I want to go, like, I want to have a good afterlife. I want to go to heaven. But at the same time, I'm getting really miserable and really tired of life because it seems like even when you try to make the right decisions, when you try to follow the rules, when you try to obey, when you try to do everything like you're supposed to, bad shit still comes. And because of the amounts of stress that have been put on my body due to me making the choices I have made, I now suffer from worse depression than I've probably ever kind of suffered. Well, I don't know. I take it back. Because I probably went through worse bout of depression whenever my friend committed suicide, in all honesty. But, yeah, I don't even know. It's like, I literally went to school, tried to obey my parents, started being promiscuous, I guess you'd say, or just, rebellious is the better word. And it better describes my situation, in all honesty. But started being slightly rebellious at 15. Didn't like the way it made me feel. Was scared of any type of bad outcome. So practically stopped being rebellious. Like as soon as I would start, like I didn't even stick with anything except for I did start having sex with a guy that I dated for a year. And we continued and I ended up getting pregnant. But that was it. Nobody cared to help me get my license or anything. I was always put on the back burner. I was the least important. My problems was nobody's problems except for my own. I had to figure everything out on my own. And when you have no support, and especially when you have no emotional support and you've been emotionally abused, it just fucks you up really good. Like, I don't even know how the hell I'm alive right about now, in all honesty. I feel like I've been put through a damn meat grinder or something, like, and I don't even know. I don't even feel real anymore, in all honesty, right about now. I think I'm having some bad disassociation going on right now in my brain because this is not right. None of this is right. Not a damn bit of this is right. I moved into an apartment And I've always paid. I've always paid every bit of money that I'm supposed to, every bit of money that I was told to. And I even paid for a window to get replaced that we didn't break. And I've been treated like shit. And that's like every job that I've worked, I end up being treated like shit. I end up being made fun of. I don't have any friends. Except for my dogs and my cats. And then in all honesty, right about now, and here she comes right now. This is my little savior, if you can see her. This is my kid's dog, and this dog is the only way that I'm even halfway logically here right about now, because she's so affectionate. Anytime I get upset, she comes over to me. She just senses it. I don't even have to say shit. She knows when I'm fixing to start crying before I start crying. I mean, granted, she's a dog, and like sometimes she's just wanting attention herself or begging for food, and she misses my kid too. And so she actually got so bad there for a while. I thought she was gonna grieve herself to death. And I tried every way in the world to get my family and to talk to the courts to the best of my knowledge, and my attorney to the best of my knowledge, so that way I wouldn't have had to have watched the dog go through that. And that way my kid could have seen her pets all this time, because she'd been gone almost a year, but nobody gave a shit. But, go on, baby, it's okay. Go lay down. You're making me hotter. Here, you want the heat? There. I'm out of work right now. I only have enough money to make it for like just a couple months. I don't even want to go back to work, because I'm just going to find another job that I'm going to get made fun of at again, or get picked and teased the way that I always do, the way that I always have, the gossip, the hate talk, the nosy people that just don't give a shit, don't care. And here I am looking for people to care, so I'm honest, and I talk, and I'm open, and I tell things like I see it, and just really overwhelmed right now. And last night, like, I got so upset and mad, and that's another thing too. I didn't know today was Thanksgiving until I woke up this morning, because I've not been paying attention, and I've been thinking, oh, Thanksgiving must be going to fall on the 24th, because I've not even gave a shit to pay attention to a calendar since before I even quit work. I was just like, oh, it's getting close to Halloween. Oh, it's getting close to Thanksgiving. Like, because I guess it's another form of me, like, disassociating myself with everything, because nothing's going right. And so, romantically speaking, I let this person know I was crushing on them a while back, and they did things that come across as flirtatious, like they were teasing me, I guess is the best way to word it. And I mean, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm fucked up, so I thought it was cute. And But I can't play the mind games. And so, and with my kid being gone, I really can't, I can't even attempt to. And I ended up really caring about this person. And this person just practically hates me. And so we go 6 months, we don't see each other, we don't talk or nothing. I try to talk to him, but I ain't getting nothing back from them except for little smart, snarky little comments that they're putting out that may or may not have nothing to do with me. And so last night, I went and I shared something of theirs to let them know that, yeah, I see this. And I was like, okay. And it was basically them saying to for as far as I can tell from where I'm standing, that they hate me. And that they've always hated me. And I was just like, okay, last night. And like I said, I didn't know last night was, the night before Thanksgiving. And then, being wrapped up in my own shit and my own depression and everything. When I went to bed last night, I literally laid there. And you know how, some people sit there and they give themselves positive encouragement. And it's you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're kind, you're lovely, and all that, everything. And it's every time I try to do that, it's I always hear this. I can get halfway through saying positive things, but then it's this negativity is no, you're not. No, you're not. You're a piece of shit. And so last night I was just so beat down that I literally to go to sleep. Because if I overwork my mind by thinking things, then sometimes, and I'm forcing myself, I'm in control and this is what I'm going to think, it'll help me get to sleep. Because I was having a really hard time kind of going to sleep, even though my body was tired. And so I laid in my bed and I was like, okay, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm useless, I'm this, I'm that, anything negative I could think of, I'm unintelligent, I can't figure anything out, I'm stupid, I'm fat, I'm ugly, no one would want me, And I don't know, I probably thought that about 5 or 6 times, and the next thing I know, I was lights out, I was asleep. And sadly, in thinking that, I found more peace in thinking that than I do about thinking positive things about myself. Because in thinking positive things about myself, there's the negative voice that comes in that's no, you're not, no, you're not, no, you're not. And so when I was thinking all these bad things about me, there was no positive voice that was yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are. So it's that lack of competitiveness going on in my own mind. It wasn't there. It was yeah, I'm a piece of shit, and I'm a horrible person, and I'm ugly, and I'm fat, and I'm stupid, and nobody's ever going to want me. And so that's how I went to bed. And then I woke up this morning and get on Facebook, and everybody's happy Thanksgiving. And I'm oh shit, I did that shit to this person that I'd, been romantically interested in just the night before Thanksgiving. Son of a bitch, they probably think that I did that shit on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose, and I just honestly, I don't even know why the fuck I'm alive. And so then, I get up and I shoot my little short video where I just labeled it my Thanksgiving. I was going to try to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and so I seen on Facebook everybody wishing everybody happy Thanksgiving when I woke up, so I wrote my daughter and wished her happy Thanksgiving. And she looked at it, but that's it. And I've been writing her kind of on and off all day. Nothing except for she's looking at it, she's reading it, so I'm grateful for that. Because I know she's alive. And I really wish, like, she would send me a picture, but I'm honestly afraid to ask. Because I don't know the answer. But I haven't seen her since July. Because I had to cancel visitation because it was killing me going to visitation, and it was killing her going to visitation emotionally. Emotionally, she was angry, she was frustrated, and she couldn't act normal around me because my mom, who's the person over the visitation, had so many rules set upon my daughter couldn't act like herself. So it's like she's having to tiptoe around eggshells of rules, and then my mother set rules upon me, which the court even agreed to, and so I'm having to tiptoe around eggshells whenever we're talking, and that is completely and totally ridiculous. And so we weren't enjoying ourselves, and we were just miserable. And then it was hard on me to leave every time and not be able to take my baby with me and bring her back home. And so I just canceled it because I couldn't do it no more. It was like my birthday was fixing to come up, and I had asked my daughter if I could have a hug because she hasn't hugged me. Any since she came and got her stuff, and then even that, they had a cop come over after the first initial court date, and my mom pulled up with my kid, and the cop came in, and my kid went in her room, and she packed up like 2 or 3 bags worth of stuff, and she wouldn't talk to me, and she didn't even pet her dogs. She didn't do anything normal. Like, I was like, heck, we can sit down and eat supper together, and then you can go, or whatever, because it was supper time and I fixed food. And she just came in, packed like 3 bags of stuff, and didn't talk to me. Nobody talked to me. And then I went to go wash my hands, because Clarabelle, please go. But I went to go wash my hands in the bathroom back in the hallway, and whenever I come out, they were done walking out of the apartment. And the cop and my mom had walked out first and left my kid standing here with a bag having to carry out. And I looked at my daughter and I said, "Can I give you a hug?" And she just shrugged her shoulders, and I just grabbed her, squeezed her to me, and I told her that I loved her and that I missed her so much. And then I kissed her cheek. And that's the last time. That was like back in fucking January. So it's been over a year. Or no, it ain't been over a year. It's been almost a year. Shit. That's right, because we went to court the 2nd. So it's coming up. It'll be a year in January. And so last time I seen her was the end of July, and it was getting close to my birthday, and I asked her if I could have a hug because I've been coming to visitation, and she wouldn't hug me. And she still refused when I asked. She didn't even say anything. She didn't say yes or no. She just walked away because we were standing waiting to get some food in line. And But anyways, back to today and everything. So I wake up, find out it's Thanksgiving. Think, oh shit, and think, well, I want to wish everybody a Thanksgiving. Well, do I really? Well, these people aren't really my friends, I don't think. Well, that's really shitty to say. Well, maybe they are, and maybe you're just, and it's all you that's the problem. And then another thing too is I've mentioned just the being made fun of and everything, and all these memes that's been on there recently, and I just figured out why and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, they fucking hate me. And I'm like, well, you know what? I still wish everyone, even people that don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I wish everyone's having, a good day today. And I was like, but I'm going to wish my kid a happy Thanksgiving first. And I had to log out of that to log into another Facebook to write my kid, because she won't accept on my other one. And so I wrote her and told her, happy Thanksgiving. And then I got back on my Facebook, wished everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And then I got to thinking about the girl or person I fell in love with or whatever, and how they're probably thinking that I did the shit on purpose, writing them last night to ruin their Thanksgiving, and I didn't. I didn't even know today was Thanksgiving, like I said, until I woke up this morning. And, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I practically told her goodbye last night. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and do this piddly shit anymore. You hate me? Okay. You're done with me? Okay. Don't ever see me again? Don't ever call me again? Okay, fine, whatever. Oh, you're gonna come and kind of be stalkerish, maybe? Like all my other exes have been, kinda? Or my two main exes that I've been, like, if that's the case, fine, whatever. I'll just shrug you off like I have them. I have to shrug off everybody anyways. Everybody else picks on me or is mean to me or something, so I just gotta shrug them off all the time. And then I'm thinking, why the fuck am I alive if I just gotta shrug off everybody and I can't have relationships with nobody because nobody's worth a damn? And then I've been sitting here watching this stuff dealing with a woman talking about like her knowledge of the Bible and stuff on YouTube. And it's like, I am religious. I do believe in God. And that's the thing, that because it was a girl that I fell in love with that she threw up in my face. She's like, same-sex relationships are wrong. And I'm like, I know, but at the same time, everybody sins. And if this is my sin, then this is my sin of choice. And I can't think of a better sin than to love somebody. And that's kind of the same shit that I've done before, because I was in love with a damn drug addict and had a kid with him. And I honestly don't know what other sin would even be worth sinning for or whatever, other than to love. And so anyways, so that's been the whole argument between me and her. So I've been watching this YouTube video or whatever, these YouTube videos by this girl or whatever, that she's talking about the Bible and stuff. And so I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I should give men another try. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the 3 relationships that I've kind of had, because, well, one wasn't even a relationship, but I consider it something important because it was important to me, because I don't date a lot of people. I don't sit here and go out on dates every week, every month. I don't even go out on dates every year. The last time I've been out on a date was, let's see, I'm going to actually try to think of when it was. Let's see. Sometime in 2014. So it's been a minute. And this guy that I went out on a date with, he is else very good at acting like he cares about people and he's a fucking player, or he really genuinely does care about everybody and that's just the way his heart is, or he just really kind of cared about me until I upset him. But either way, I don't know what his deal is because me and him never got anything off the ground running relationship wise. But like we talked for God like a month or 2 weeks or something like that. Like every day we talked, and we would talk for hours. And it was on a dating app or whatever, or website, because I had internet at the time. And I'd ask him questions and he'd ask me questions, and we was going back and forth, and it seemed like we were really going to try to date. And then he come and picked me up and we hung out, and he kind of teased me a bit about a few things, and I kind of teased him a bit about a few things. But the things he teased me about, kind of, I'm really sensitive, and so I was just like, great, is this somebody gonna make fun of me and be mean to me, And I even had a deja vu when I was out with him, and I didn't follow through with it. And sometimes I follow through with deja vus and sometimes I don't. But for the most part here lately, I have not followed through with them. And maybe that's what's wrong with my life. Maybe I'm supposed to follow through with them. I don't know. But we ended up hanging out. And it wasn't the best of times, but it wasn't the worst of times either. And there were some good times. We hung out for, God, I don't know, just a couple hours. But still, it was quite a few hours. It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 at least. And whenever he dropped me off, took me back home, I kissed him goodbye. And he said, I'll call you whenever I get home. And I said, no, don't worry about it. You don't have to. And I don't know if in me saying that, if I hurt his feelings, or if I just confused the shit out of him and he was like, nope, way too much. I'm not getting into that mess or whatever. But I didn't want to be in a relationship where he felt obligated that he had to call me as soon as he got home, is what it was. I didn't want to be in that relationship of, you got to call me as soon as you hit the door, as soon as you're here, as soon as you're there. I got to know this, I got to know that, I got to know, because that's just the type of relationship not the type of relationship I'd gotten out of, but my marriage, that's what it got like there the last year me and my husband was together. He wanted to know everything I was doing, and it literally would take me like 45 minutes to wash just a few amount of dishes, because he would call so many damn times in the middle of me doing fucking dishes, because he was cheating on me, and the cheater always thinks that you're the one cheating on them, and I wasn't cheating on him, but he thought I was, and so he had to call me constantly. And I couldn't get off the phone with him quick. I couldn't be, I'm busy, or I'm trying to get this done, because if I did, then he would literally call within 5 minutes and be like, are you done yet? What are you doing now? And so that's the reason when that guy dropped me off that night, I told him he didn't have to call me whenever he got home. I didn't mean it in a hateful way, but I think he took it in a hateful way. Or maybe he was just lying, and he didn't care, because, hell, supposedly he don't even remember who the fuck I am. But then I noticed after me and him split, for as far as hanging out and stuff, he's been hanging out, or maybe he was with somebody named Heather, and he was actually with somebody named Heather before he took me out. Maybe he was cheating on them with me. and that way our name's the same or something. But all I know is, like, now, like, he's, like, you know, kind of, or not now, but then, so in 2014, he kind of started hanging out with Heathers, and I was like, what the fuck, you know, like, is he mad that he feels like he couldn't get with me? Or was he done dating another Heather when he dated? Like, you know, who's Heather? Who's the Heather that he's looking for, or Mrs. or whatever? And then, so, like, back in 2016, I think. Let's see, or it might have been early 2017. No, it was 2016. Yeah. In 2016, I messaged him and I was like, hey, do you remember me? You know, would you like to hang out and stuff and everything? And he's like, no, you know, or whatever. Like, I mean, at first he was like, yeah, you know, and that's fine and that's cool and all this. And then he got real paranoid on me, and he's like, how do I know that you're not, you know? And I was like, I'm not, you know. And he's like, and so, and, like, he didn't even remember me until, like, I had to, like, he's, like, super paranoid. And so I don't even know what the hell he's been involved with. And I know that he's done drugs before, because that's one thing that we talked about. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you know, I've done drugs before and I'm off of them now and stuff. And so I know that drugs affect their mind and make them paranoid and everything and stuff. And I don't know. Because he was like, who is this? When I got a hold of him in 2016, and I was like, well, you came pick me up here. This is where I used to live, you know. This is what the place looked like, you know. This is what you and I did, you know. And this is this and that's that. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, and I'm like, I said something to him that I knew would get him, because he has a habit. And I was like, you know, here's your habit, you know, kind of like, it was obvious you have an addiction. It's not the worst addiction in the world, but it's not a healthy addiction, because it's kind of one of those cute, funny addictions where you're just like, God bless your little heart, you know. And so I mentioned that to him, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I do remember you. And I was like, uh-huh, you know. But, and then whenever we got closer to when we was fixing to go out on a date, you know, because we was talking and shit and everything, he was like, how do I know this is really you? And if I show up to pick you up, like, he was worried about getting, you know, like, conned and shit and everything, you know. What's it called? I can't even think of the term right now. Fucking hell. My mind. That's what happens when you're so emotionally stressed out and everything, and then your body has been, and then you're pretty sure that you've had a few mini strokes, and you just want to cry into somebody's arms and kind of become one of them, like, become one with them. That way you can kind of feel like maybe somebody gives a shit if you survive or not. But, yeah, I'm really into some disassociation today for sure. 'Cause it's just like nothing makes sense. It's like I've tried to live a good life. I've never been strung out on drugs. I've never went to jail. I just got my fucking license. Oh, but that's another thing too that I did for shooting this video is I looked up like life coach lessons, because I'm like, okay, maybe that's what I need to do for myself, you know. But I can't afford to pay for them, and I'm never going to be able to afford to pay for them. And I was like, maybe they can tell me, you know, like I can read some stuff on how to get my life together. And the first thing it said is that for as far as a goal, you know, and stuff, that you're not actually, you're kind of not set, you're not focused, you're not like, this is what I'm going to do, and I don't care what I got to do to get it. and it's going to happen. And that's the truth, because everything's up in arms, not because I want it to be, not because I'm indecisive, but because the good shit that I've done, I've never reaped the good rewards for it. I can sit here and be the best person on the face of the planet to the best of my abilities, and I get treated just as bad as some people that sit there and they've been to fucking prison for 2 goddamn years. And I'm just like, why am I getting treated the same when I haven't done the same amount of wrongdoings? And so I'm just really lost right now, and I don't know what to do. Oh, but that guy, I looked him up on his Facebook right before getting on here too, because I was like, maybe I should message him and try to talk to him again and try to give him another try again. And then I got all daydreaming, because I'm a romantic at heart, I guess. And it's like, I really want to find somebody that's worth a damn to be with. But apparently nobody's worth a damn to be with, because I have to sit and romanticize anybody that I even think about being with. Unless they're right in front of me doing stuff, and then just because they did one thing correctly don't mean that they're going to do something correctly later on. And so, like, I don't know why the fuck I'm not dead. Like, I feel like a pile of mush right about now. I'm just like, I'm here. Like, I feel like my brain has been fucking, like, a third of it has been chopped up and mixed together with my heart, and then it's all been scrambled and then put back in the position of where my heart and my brain's supposed to go, but it's all fucked up and confused and mixed together, and I can't get it to operate properly because that's how fucked up I am, because of all the emotional abuse that I've endured my whole life. I mean, if something's broke and you can't fix it yourself, then you can't fix it yourself. And I'm broke. I'm like broken, and I can't fix myself. And I can't even fix myself when it's just like me and God. Like, it don't work like that with me. Like, I've tried. God keeps me strong. God keeps me holding on, but that's all God does. God don't fix me. God can't repair the damage that other people have created. And that's just like a video somebody shared on Facebook last night. This woman was talking about, you don't really know what it's like to love somebody until you love somebody that you have broken. And I swear to God, there was so much truth in all of that, and I agree with her. That is the reason I've always been a romantic, and I'm like, you've got to keep holding on to relationships, and that's the reason, even though my family has been negative and abusive and all kinds of shit, that I still, I'm like, they're my family. And it's like, I just want one person who's gonna, be my significant other, and they're gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there for them come hell or high water, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. But I don't even know if that exists anymore. And it might only be a dream, that I have. And if it is, then once again, here I am back to the suicide kick of I don't know why the hell I'm alive. But I'm going to end this video here because I don't even know why. Just because. And anybody that likes my videos or is helping them to see that other people are going through some shit and whatever, you can comment, share, like, or subscribe. I'll catch you later.